What is up? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Taniqua, and I am back with another video. I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I've been really busy, and I'm sorry that I haven't really posted. I'm looking tired right now. Well, I am tired right now. It's like 11 something at night. It's November the 1st, and if you know me, or even if you don't know me, I'm gonna let y'all know my birthday is in 2 days. November the 3rd is my birthday, and this video is kind of like a long-awaited video. You know, I've had people, telling me to make this video, and I've kind of just dragged it out because I didn't really want to make it. But I feel like to help myself, I should just go ahead and make this video and, get it over with. So I'm gonna be talking about my dad. I call him my dad, but he wasn't my biological father. He was my stepfather, and he was pretty much there, since I was, I think, about 7 or 8 years old. I'm gonna actually, tell as much as I can remember, because I kind of like pushed a lot of this information so far back into my mind that I don't remember a lot of stuff. And I want to make a part 2 of this video to get, other people's insights on it, and, just to get, their point of view from it. Excuse me. I'm definitely gonna try not to cry, because this is very emotional and touchy subject for me. Let's get straight into this video. Okay, so when I was about 7 or 8 years old, my mom got married. At the time, I can't say like I was upset or I was mad about her being married, because I didn't really feel any type of way about it. I was happy that my mom was happy. Anyways, I'm sorry, like, it's really hard for me to just sit here and make this video, because I know this is such an emotional subject for me, but I'm just gonna get through it as best as I can. Anyways, yeah, she got married, and my stepdad, he meant absolutely everything to me. Like, we were goofy together, and we played around all the time. My mom would tell us, y'all need to stop, y'all need to sit down somewhere. We would go to the stores, and he would be on one aisle and I would be on another aisle, and I would throw something over the aisle to him, or he would throw something to me, or we would just be doing crazy stuff. But yeah, he was just a really fun guy. Like, he taught me so much, from like putting up fences, like in houses, backyards, putting up chandeliers, fixing cars. And I don't really remember a lot of that stuff, but I learned a lot from him. He was the first one to teach me how to drive, or to let me drive by myself. And he just instilled a lot in me. And like I say, like, we were just so goofy together. Like, my mom would leave for work, and we would just play around. We would make our own little games. Like, one time we would have the Kix cereal. I don't know how many of y'all know what that is, or if y'all have ever bought it, but they're not the best tasting cereal unless you put a whole bunch of sugar in it. But we would have that cereal, and then we would get us a little trash can, and we would just throw the cereal, And my mom came home from work one day, and it was just cereal everywhere. And she's like, what are y'all doing in here? Why is this cereal all over the place, But Like, we would just do little crazy stuff like that. But anyways, I can't remember exactly when it was or what year it was. Maybe 2004, maybe. I don't know. We found out that he had gotten diagnosed with cancer. And at the time, I didn't really know, like, what type of cancer it was or where did it come from. You know, I just knew that he was sick. And being in the family that I come from, like, you know, we're churchgoers and we pray, and, you know, we're very strong believers. So I didn't really, you know, I was upset about it, but I didn't really think too much of it. Like I said, I knew he was sick, you know. My mom was taking him to doctor's appointments, and eventually he had to get, you know, radiation, chemo, and all that stuff. And I could see him, you know, getting sicker. You know, after a while, you know, his appetite really changed, and he started losing weight. He lost all of his hair. You know, as really most people with cancer or that take, you know, chemo, radiation treatments, that usually happens to them. But, you know, I still tried to, you know, make it seem as happy and joyous of a time as I could. Like, I didn't want to believe that he was sick. I made myself believe that he wasn't sick because I just didn't want him to be that way, you know? You know, we still did things together, and he was always a very, very hard worker. You know, anytime that I asked for anything, if he couldn't get it at that moment, he made sure he got it, like, as soon as he could, you know, anything. I never had to worry about anything I wanted, anything I needed. He would make sure he got it, you know. If I was sick, he would, you know, tell my mom, come on, let's take us to the hospital, or let's get her some medicine, you know. I'm sorry, it's really hard for me to just sit here and actually talk about this, because I've spoken about it to a few people, and, like, a lot of people know, like, what happened, but to just sit here in front of a camera and actually record myself, like, saying these things, like, it's so hard. But anyways, I lost my train of thought again. So yeah, you know, he got sick, and his health started to decline a lot, and we would go to church and we would pray. And don't get me wrong, I did believe that, you know, everything would be all right, and, you know, he would get better. But after a while, he just started to get to the point where he was just like, you know, like, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of going through all of this. And I had to accept that fact, that's how he felt. Like, you can only do so much, you know. But anyways, like I said, excuse me, at the time, like, I wasn't super young, but I was a kid. I was still in school, so, you know, I was going to school, and I would come home and I would try to help my mom take care of him as much as I could. You know, my grandma, my aunt, they were there also, you know, helping as much as they could. Once he got sick, you know, he couldn't really work so much, so my mom was trying to do as much as she could, but being that, you know, she still had me to take care of, and she still had my younger brother and my sister to take care of, you know, she can only do so much, and she could only work so much. She was missing a lot of work because of taking him to appointments, and he would get so sick that sometimes, like, I remember one time, he was so, like, delusional, I guess you could say. he basically like turned on the water in the bathtub and didn't turn it off. Like, it was water everywhere. Everywhere. And you know, my mom would tell me, like, you know, his mind is not what it used to be anymore. And she would try to prepare me for like the worst, but you know, she would also, you know, comfort me and tell me like it's gonna be okay, like everything is all right, you know, just believe in God that he'll be all right. And that's what I was doing. Like, I was just believing God that he would be all right. And another time, he was driving and he really shouldn't have been driving. Luckily, like I said, he taught me how to drive, so in this moment, like, I knew what to do. He was driving and he seemed perfectly fine to me, and it's like in an instant, like, his mind just went completely blank, and it was just me and him in the car, and we ended up going the wrong way on the road. Luckily, there were no cars coming towards us, but if there had been, it would have been pretty bad. And it's like I tried so hard to get him to pull over, you know, let me drive, you know, I'll drive, I'll go the rest of the way. But how would I say, he was so aggressive, I guess that's the word to say. Like, he didn't want me to drive. Like, he was so adamant that he could do it, you know, he could drive. It would be okay, but I knew that it wouldn't be okay, because I knew if we were already going the wrong way on the road, that, like, you know, it just wasn't going to get any better from there. So I was able to get him to pull over so that I could drive the rest of the way. And you know, I called my mom and I let her know, like, you know, this happened, I'm driving home, whatever. So I got us home safely, and you know, that was that. But it's just things like that that were happening at the time. And I'm sorry, I knew that, you know, he was really, really sick. Anyways, I don't really want to make this part of this video too long, but we can come back and cover some more of it in another part, in part 2, whatever. But I guess, like, to make a long story short, in October, towards the end of October in 2009. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Towards the end of October in 2009, he got really sick to the point where he was in the hospital for a while, and the doctors were saying, like, there's nothing else we could do, like, it's pointless to keep bringing him here, like, we can't give him any more treatment. Basically, he's ready to go, like, he's tired of suffering. And so after he got out of the hospital, after he got out of the hospital, they sent him to this this place. I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically a hospice facility. And if you don't know what hospice is, it's basically like a place or a, how would you say, like an agency. I don't really know how to explain it, but basically it's where people who are really sick or about to die go so they can be comfortable. And I knew this. I knew exactly what that place was, and my mom kept telling me, like, it's okay, you know. she kept telling me it'll be all right. And I knew it wasn't going to be all right, but I was so angry that because he was so sick, and I didn't want him to be sick. Like, I didn't want to lose him. And he was in this facility for a couple of days. And, you know, they started to tell us, oh, he's doing so good. He's getting so much better. You know, we would go and visit him, and he would talk and laugh and, you know, everything. And around the same time, Michael Jackson had passed away. And I remember him talking about that. Like, he was so upset that Michael Jackson had passed away. But at the time, all he wanted to eat was apple pies. Just apple pies. Just bring me apple pie from McDonald's. You know, that's all he wanted to eat. And that's what he got, you know? If that was gonna make him happy and make him feel comfortable, that's what he got. Like, why deny him that if that's what he wanted, you know? And, you know, he was there for a few days, and like I said, they were calling and saying, oh, he's doing good. My mom would go out and, you know, make sure he get cleaned up and fresh clothes and everything. And one day my mom, you know, she told me that he wanted to go outside. And so, you know, she washed him up and put him on some clean clothes and took him outside. And he basically just wanted to see the outside and look at the sky. That's all he wanted to do, and he was fine. And he was ready to go back in. The last time I saw him was probably maybe November the 1st, the 2nd of 2009. And I was so angry, because I didn't want to go out there. I wanted to do something. I can't remember what it is I wanted to do, but I didn't want to be there. And I regret it now, because I didn't know that would be the last time I would see him. November 3rd of 2009, I was at school. I was a senior in high school. And, you know, the nurses and the doctors, they were saying that he was doing so good, so he could, you know, he was going to be able to come home. And I was hoping that he would be home to celebrate my birthday with me. You know, doctors came, or, you know, people came out to the apartment where we lived, and they delivered a hospital bed and basically all the stuff that he would need, his medication, just everything. We had it there at the house. And that day, my mom, she called me and she's like, okay, well, he's supposed to be coming home, so, you know, do you want to stay at school, or do you want to, you know, come home? And I'm like, I want to come home, you know, I want to spend my birthday with him. And then also, not only that, but at the time, my boyfriend, he had got me some flowers and a cake and, you know, just all this stuff. And I didn't want to just be carrying it around all day at school. So I'm like, okay, I want to go home. Like, I want to take my stuff home. And I didn't want to eat my cake at school. You know, I had friends at school, but forget them. They're not getting on this cake. I didn't want to cut the cake. I wanted to go home, spend it with him. You know, we can eat the cake at home. You know, I didn't need to do all that at school. So she tells me, all right, you know, I'll be there in a little bit to pick you up. And she comes, picks me up from school, and I'm so excited because, like, he's finally coming home and he's doing fine. Like, he's doing good. And that's all I wanted. When she picked me up from school, we stopped at the Family Dollar. I don't know what we got. I can't remember what we got, but whatever the case may be, we stopped at the store and we headed home. By the time we got to our apartments, as soon as we got to the gate, my mom got a phone call. they told us that he had passed away. Sorry. Mind you, it's still my birthday. November 3rd, 2009. In the moment that my mom told me that, you know, he had passed away, I was just basically just flushed with all kinds of emotions. I was mad, I was upset, I was angry. Like, I had so many emotions inside that I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to cry, to scream, to just not say anything. I didn't know what to do. And it hurt even more because the last time I saw him, I was angry because I didn't want to be there. To this day, 10 years later, it is so hard for me. Around the time of my birthday, because I know, like, that's a hard thing to deal with. Like, death in itself is a hard thing to deal with. But it happened on my birthday. I don't know. I don't know if it's his way of telling me, like, we'll forever be, you know, together, forever, you know, celebrate together. I don't know what it is or why. I don't know why. And I'm not questioning it. And I'm definitely not questioning God, because I know, you know, if it was his time, it was his time. But for all these years, you know, I've been so angry. I've gone to therapy. I've talked to family members, friends. I've talked to everybody that I could think of, but I still get hurt. I still get very hurt around this time. And like I said, even though he wasn't my biological father is still on this earth. Like, it's different. Like, we had a different kind of bond. And the fact that he's not here anymore, like, that's just a feeling that I just can't get back. You know, my son never got to meet him. He never got to know who he was. My brother, at the time, he was young. He wasn't a baby, but he was young. He doesn't even remember who his dad is. He knows of him. He knows, like, you know, pictures of what he looks like. And if we talk about him, he'll, like, not really remember or, like, have memories of him. But just the fact that, you know, I don't have him. My brother doesn't have him anymore. My sister doesn't have him. My mom doesn't have him. You know, my family as a whole doesn't have him. That hurts. That hurts me to. Some days I'll wake up and I just have so much anxiety. So much anxiety. Just even thinking about him. Like, I know the day is coming. My birthday's in 2 days. I know. Sometimes I don't even want to celebrate my birthday. I'm like, why? I'm just gonna be thinking about that all day. And now it's like to the point where I'm like, I don't need to celebrate my birthday, or I don't need to do this, or I don't need to do that, because I just feel like, I always feel like something's gonna happen. And I shouldn't feel like that, but it's hard not to. Like, that's me right now. Like, and I hate that feeling. Absolutely hate that feeling. He was such a good man. And I miss him so much. So much. I don't really want to make this part of this video too long. And hopefully, I can get, like I said, my aunt, or, some other insights on who he was as a person. And maybe get some more information, because like I said, I skipped a lot of stuff. I don't remember a lot of stuff. I try not to remember. I try not to. I don't even know why I did this, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go for now. Just wait for part 2, man. Y'all go ahead and comment, like, subscribe. Show some love. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.